Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. We got a lot of fighting game news today. You may have already seen on the channel. Yes, Terry Bogard and Mai Shiranui are now officially guest characters in Street Fighter 6. But the SNK specific news does not stop with that. We do indeed have the upcoming Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and we have two new characters shown off in form of gameplay trailers. One returning, Jenet, who's undergone some upgrades, let's put it that way, and we have a new character, all new, Vox Reaper, who carries on the legacy of a previous older character. So as we do on this channel, let's go into both characters, and let's start with Jenet. So for Jenet, her graphics have been upgraded heavily. I'm personally a big fan of graphics in video games. But that's not the only thing that's sizing up. It's also her gameplay. Big returning moves like the Golf Tomahawk going over Rock's Fireball. Jenet, who was always famous for the counter super, has learned some new counters. So here, Rock going for the attack and getting the rear end for it. Not the worst way to go out. And we still have that classic gameplay. So this is the Hind, one of her big specials that can launch the enemy up, and she break cancels it. Therefore, she returns to neutral and can combo out, and she does one of her supers. Her classic top attack also returns in form of SPG armor, and you can see here, you turn green, she tanks through the moves, and sends Rock on his way. And here is the air SPG attack as well. But now, hey, this is City of the Wolves, so let's get fancy with it. So we start here, close, heavy punch, into EX Crazy Ivan, rev cancelled, into what is maybe EX Tomahawk, rev cancelled again into Hind, and this time we let it rock. City of the Wolves being the game it is, you can go into EX, into EX, into EX. Another very strong use of game mechanics here, we go into EX Harrier, which is effectively her like dive kick analog, which is very, very strong. And then the final hit, we're canceling that into the air SPG. As long as you're in the right health, you can always add that at the end of any EX move. Keeping the fun going. So close heavy kick, EX Fireball, rev canceled in EX Tomahawk, ground bounces, which gives her enough time to go directly into her level 2 super, of which she'll carry you down, well, carry you up, I guess, and then kill you with a kiss. Now, in our next combo example, we actually get a smart use of some of the moves outside just the base usage here, right? So how did we start this combo exactly that goes into the fancy super? We're using Hind to basically hop over one of the projectiles, then we do our break cancel, which lets us juggle for free effectively. EX Crazy Ivan, rev cancelled into EX Fireball, rev cancelled into EX Tomahawk, rev cancelled into another Hind. That's 4 EX moves back to back, y'all. Now, she's red afterwards, so she's definitely overheated state, but that's a lot. And of course, the super to cap it all off. Now, other than the new counterattack, which is very interesting admittedly, right? She looks like classic Jenet just with the new mechanics of the game to work with, but classic Jenet kind of works. You know, she made her way to the King of Fighters 15, and she was running things for a while. Turns out the classic Jenet game plan, it holds up throughout the ages, let's put it that way. And here we're seeing our extra fancy cinematic where she basically shoots you off like a rocket. And that rocket explodes. So I can think of at least a couple of big reasons why people might want to play Jenet, and she looks faithfully translated into the game for the modern age, and all the rev cancel nonsense for her especially looks extra strong, so we'll see how that plays out. So that's Jenet, but we also have an all-new character, although this character does evoke an older character. And just like Jenet, also comes with an all-new stage. Jenet's stage is basically her classic stage. This stage is more evocative of Grant. Grant, for those of you that don't know, was the effective sub-boss, the mini-boss of Garou, Mark of the Wolves. And this is Vox Reaper, who is officially his student. And student in all the ways you'd think, because he carries on a lot of the Grant moveset. Like here looks to be close heavy punch into Grant's quarter circle back punch, which is like kind of like a big energy swipe. Here we have another punch going into a giant charge. This would be Grant's Go Dengai, basically just a big charging forward move, right? And it's good and stupid in all the ways that kind of move is. If I remember right, it was like barely a negative on block and grow, so that was pretty strong. Here we get a basic throw. The thing to note is it does have purple energy to it. So very much like Rock, very much like Kane and Grant. The purple energy, it could be a blood thing. Could just be the martial art, I don't know. But purple energy is a thing very much in the Garou timeline. Here we can see Grant's classic Shoryuken style move returns here. The big difference is like kind of the claw form he takes while going upwards with the motion. And Vox Reaper, his SPG attack is exactly like Grant's top attack, which is a big F-off kick. Universally armored, so it'll be universally useful. And also, once again, those purple flames. Next up, we're going to see some fun stuff here. So he's using his uppercut style move, which is break cancelable. And it certainly doesn't help to have your uppercut style move be also a combo starter, right? So launches up the enemy and then jumps up and goes for his air SPG, which is just a nice dunk down on the enemy. Looks really cool. And again, purple flames. Next up, we see going into EX uppercut. And EX uppercut has a dive kick follow-up because he actually, well, at least Grant can do a bunch of dive kicks after the fact. It's not a separate move. He's just kind of cool like that. And then we start entering big fancy level 2 super territory here. And he can do kind of like the reverse genocide cutter. Once again, just like Grant. Because once again, he's Grant's student. This is Grant for a new era. So then why not put in Grant, right? Well, I think that kind of answers itself here. Because Grant, he was like sort of kind of wishing for death anyways in the original Garou. And you can see here, he's going to put on the mask. At least part of it anyways, because the mask is broken. But I'm assuming he has the mask because after Grant taught him what he knew, well, Grant's probably not around anymore. And here, just Reaper absolutely going to town. This is effectively the essence of dark karate. And then no flashiness, no gimmicks, just one giant F-off blow to finish off the enemy. I like that. Substance over gimmicks, and that's a powerful looking hit. And that's our two trailers. So someone like Jenet was expected, right? You would expect the majority of the original cast from the original game, Mark of the Wolves, to return, and sure enough, right? And as for Vox Reaper, Grant, well, certainly, you know, the mini-boss of Mark of the Wolves, maybe not as popular as some of the other characters, so kind of repackaging him a more modern look, a cooler look. Kind of got like that punk edgelord feel to him, and his facial tattoos actually evoke Grant's mask as well, with the horns kind of going up his head, right? So it's a really cool way to evoke the character. Like in the original Garou, like it was made clear that Grant was kind of checking out anyways, like he was on his way out the door as he was like dying or whatever. I can't remember how exactly it went, but Grant wasn't going to be around for long, right? So bringing back the moveset, which is cool, especially, you know, because he's technically a boss character, right? So bringing back that moveset on a newer character is cool. And I like that it gets to persist on into a newer game. And of course, Jenny's Jenet. She's cool. And a lot of the other characters we've seen so far, like Rock, Terry, Marco, everyone is looking really good. And the game's looking really good. And I'm just looking forward to it. So Summer Game Fest is happening right now. So expect more just Fatal Fury footage throughout the various outlets, and also maybe through this channel as well. Maybe we'll have some more City of the Wolves coverage for you. And with all things SGF happening over the weekend, stay tuned to the channel. I'll have a lot of goodies for you as well. That said, that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.